Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to hear, Tito, were there any kind of big drawdowns or big losses that, taught you an important lesson? Everybody who's been trading for a while has their own, war stories for sure. So yeah, it sounds like, 2021, 2022, there were some big lessons there.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I think I think the most painful day for me was in late 2021. And I think, until it was December, I think it was December 3rd. It was like one of those days you never forget. But into that day, I had a difficult first quarter for the RK bubble burst, as I mentioned. But then I worked my way back, and it was a profitable year heading into this day. And then it was a day where, it started off as maybe I think I was down 4 to 5 thousand, which at the time is a lot. It still is a lot of money. Um, but it certainly was a lot of money, but it just snowballed into, revenge trading. And then essentially trading on tilt to the point, I lost about $33,000 in that single day, which, at the time I was a graduate student. My stipend was around 40 grand for the year. Um, one thing that I never did and still never do is I never um, wire in money into my trading account, especially when I'm not doing well. So I have a rule for myself, and that also came from, some of these lessons in 21 and 22 was, I start the year with a certain balance in the trading account, and I will never add to that year. Usually, if I have a profitable year, obviously wire out a bunch for taxes as well as, just other investments, whatnot. And that way, the subsequent year when I start with a lower capital, even if my year goes totally south, like I'm mathematically still positive, right, from the year before.
Right.
Um, but in 21, it was my first trading year, so I didn't really have a cushion, so to say. So that was a big psychological blow to me because, um, and it was also a hard day for me because it was the day where my wife and then girlfriend, she had just gotten a new job offer, and we had booked we had dinner reservations for that night ahead of time. And then it was such an emotionally difficult day for me because I was at dinner and I just was not there in the moment, right?
Right.
And I didn't, she was like, what happened? And I said, I just lost a ton of money. And I didn't get into any of the specifics. Like she thought I lost, I don't know, 5 grand. I have no idea. I
Yep.
didn't tell her that amount until 2025. Um, it was so painful for me at the time. And it was also I was really embarrassed.